Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back for another video, and today we're going to be reacting to how does UK police equipment compare to that of US cops. And right here we have two UK police officers. To start off the video, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash it. Make sure you turn those notifications on and check out my Patreon. Link is in the description. We've gotten a lot of new patrons recently, so shout out to you if you've joined. I really appreciate the support. We just posted the In-Betweeners movie up. I loved it. So if you want to see that reaction, make sure you join the Patreon. And yeah, we're going to be watching this. There is a ton of controversy that has sparked over the past year or two regarding U.S. police officers. A lot of people are very upset. There have been calls to abolish the police force. Certainly lots to defund it, and there's also people who back the police and believe that, you know, the police are very important in our communities and that we shouldn't defund them. So there's two sides that feel very strongly about those differing opinions, and you know, it's just, that's literally what America is right now. It's just a lot of arguing. So yeah, I've never really seen a UK police officer. I believe they're called bobbies as well. And yeah, let's just get right into this. I'm excited to watch this.
Okay, so from top to bottom we have our PR, our radio, communicating with each other and to control. We've got a body-worn video that's activated on most jobs. It's got a 30-second buffer, so that when we do activate it, it pre-records 30 seconds, so it gives us some sort of time. So if we do miss anything, we don't press it in time. It pre-records 30 seconds beforehand, which is quite useful. I'm carrying a taser, which is about 400 officers currently in Kent. So that's the taser itself. It's an X2. It's got two shots capability. That's recently come in over the past year.
Taser.
Parva, which is a pepper spray, which all officers carry. The ASP baton, rigid handcuffs, and then these are fast straps. So if someone's being particularly unmanageable, these Velcro straps can be placed around their legs just to make them more manageable.
Like my colleague, I've got most of the kit, albeit.
So no gun. Wow. No gun, that is crazy. I'm shocked.
Albeit just apart from the taser.
So the most noticeable thing, obviously.
All right, here we go. So we're going to go into New Jersey. This is going to be a very typical cop right here.
He's going to have is his firearm, his sidearm. These are a Glock 9mm semi-automatic handgun. In addition to that, he'll have his impact weapon, his baton, latex gloves, combat tourniquet to be able to use on civilians or fellow officers or himself for that matter. He carries a Leatherman multi-tool, handcuffs, spare magazines for his sidearm, his taser, his radio, and an individual first aid kit, which is again another gunshot wound and severe bleeding prevention kit.
Sergeant, how heavy is the kit you're carrying, and does it sometimes get a little cumbersome?
It's about 30 pounds total between everything I carry. It does get cumbersome when you first put it on. I had to get used to these extra pouches here, but after a while your body adapts to the extra bulk and you don't feel it after a while.
Now, you're a fit bloke, you obviously work out, but I can't help but notice there's a bulge on your chest as well. Unless that's muscle, that's something. What have you got there?
I have a secondary firearm here.
Overall, our kit weighs around 7 kilograms. I'm wearing the stab vest and the kit belt. There's also an optional load vest as well, which some people prefer to wear. That obviously distributes the kit we have more on the body, whereas my kit is mainly distributed.
What is this accent?
Itself. Depends on personal preference on whether that's on what you wear, but that's obviously up to the individual officer.
Could you imagine going on patrol either without your firearm or your taser?
No, not at all. Why not? The job we do is extremely dangerous and unpredictable. To go out there unarmed is insane to me.
In the UK, officers don't have anything like that. The best they have is a pepper spray. Would you be prepared to police the streets of London like that? What would you say to those guys and women who do it in London?
I give them
in the whole of England, actually, sorry.
I give them a lot of credit for doing what they do without the weapons and tools that we have here. I don't think I'd be a police officer over there, essentially going at the mercy of the wolves.
Captain, could you imagine sending your officers out without a taser, without a firearm of some sort?
I would sooner go out without shoes than I would without the kit like this.
And I guess you feel the same, Sergeant. It's like putting your shoes on, right?
Correct.
We put this to the UK officers in Kent.
I think it's a different environment out there.
Oh yeah.
I think the taser rollout for us would give us a very good, would give us enough useful force in this country. We obviously don't kind of have the same level of gun crime that they do in America, and a lot of our kit is very similar. It's really just the firearm that we are lacking.
Yeah, I believe the mere presence of having a taser is almost enough sometimes to prevent a subject becoming aggressive or violent towards myself or my colleagues. It's a bright colour, it stands out, people are aware of its capabilities. When I go into jobs without having a taser as an option, subjects may feel that they have an advantage over me to some degree. Whilst I've still got kit, a taser would be a lot more helpful in some situations.
Okay. Ooh. Alrighty. So that was the differences in the police equipment. Now we have a lot to talk about here. Like they said, the situations are very different. America is simply gun culture. I mean, there are people with 30 different guns that they keep in their house, and it is a part of their identity. They're not going to let the guns be taken away. In order for the gun culture to be changed, I believe we would have to either edit or amend our Constitution. And for many, changing the Constitution is simply not going to happen. People will not let that happen. And that's also very controversial. Changing the Constitution would be monumental, especially these days. So whether or not the gun culture is at fault for this whole kit here, I mean, obviously there's a reason why he has a gun. There's tons of guns on the streets. People can legally own guns and legally own 30 guns, assault rifles. It's tough. I mean, personally, do I agree with the gun culture? Hell no. I don't think people need as many guns as they have. I don't think people need guns in general. I mean, there's so many things out in the world that you could be amused with and have fun with. Why choose a gun that could kill someone? And there's so many accidents related to guns that it's just, in my opinion, it's dumb. However, that is my opinion, and people feel very differently, and that's all right. But at the same time, we have to take a look at ourselves and be like, is this the way we want to go? And then a lot of people want to, implement gun control in our country and get rid of the guns, which is definitely not easy. They make it easier than it sounds and propose solutions that simply, they just don't work and they just sound stupid. I mean, if you try and control guns and control the flow of weapons throughout the country, I mean, we've already done that with prohibition. We tried to control the flow of and consumption of alcohol. What happened then? People just wanted it more. Maybe it'll be different with guns just because those are two completely different things. But if someone wants a gun, someone can get their hands on a gun. Especially with the rise of technology these days, you can 3D print a gun pretty easily. So there's that. I think a lot of it is just simply the culture. So I think you need to change the culture before you try and implement laws and gun control and stuff like that. Definitely guns can be controlled and we could have stricter laws with who could get a firearm, but it's also a state-by-state thing because our central government is so decentralized. Some states, it's so easy to get a gun, whereas other states, it's almost impossible to get a gun. The state I'm in, Maryland, oh man, it is very difficult to get a gun, much less a concealed carry permit where you can, that's what makes a gun useful in the first place, is being able to have it on your person without other people knowing. So if you can't have that, you have it locked up, and by the time someone's in your house, you're really going to go unlock the cabinet and get it while they're attacking you? Like, no, that's just not, it doesn't make sense. So, it's super controversial. I think the situation in the United Kingdom is pretty good. Obviously, you have a pretty big knife problem. Without guns, it's definitely not without guns. They're still around, but they're much less prevalent than in the United States. And I know that, and I don't even live there. But there definitely is a knife problem on the streets. But that comes with any city. There's going to be violence. It's human nature. People are going to fight. And I think these police seem pretty well equipped. I mean, they have these vests. The kits seem pretty good. The taser is definitely very effective, especially against someone with a knife, because the taser can be relatively long range. I mean, long range in this instance. And the pepper spray is good. I mean, I think it's pretty effective. As long as they feel confident, then that's great. Now, I would like to know in the comment section, what is the situation with the civilian versus police relationship in the United Kingdom? Obviously, you know what we have going on in the United States, but what's it like there? Do people ever get mad at police officers? Obviously, it's much harder to kill with, simply a taser and a baton. But are there ever, deaths, police officers doing things to, not necessarily deaths, but police officers doing things to civilians that people feel are unjustified actions, and, that get brought up in the news? Because that's what happens a lot here in every community, basically. I mean, there was just a shooting yesterday where I'm from. There's just a shooting yesterday. A police officer killed someone. Now they were shot at. The civilian got out of the car, shot at the cop, and then the cop shot at the person. Oh, man, it is crazy. It's crazy in this country. But, yeah, that was actually a really interesting video. I had never seen a police officer's uniform from the United Kingdom, so now I know. Sorry about the rant. I kind of talked for a bit there, but I just felt very, I felt that it was important to get that out there. That, it's definitely not a black and white issue, and it's complicated. It's very complicated. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Let's have a conversation in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.